presentation is The Future of Mediated Software Technology in the Communication Classroom, an Analysis, presented by one of the past chairs of the Communication and the Future Division, Gurrie from the University of Tampa.
All right, great. How's everybody doing? I have a lit review, so if you want to pass that out for me, please, or pass that through. There's 25 handouts. And on the back side of that literature review is the my contact information, because I really like conferences because of the people you get to meet. So if you hear something in the presentation that sparks your interest and you'd like to reach out and collaborate, please do so. I think this is one instance where we're all together, where we can really get something out of our time together. So thank you for that. Let's talk about 1990. All right? So it's 1990, and you're from up north, and you're going to visit your grandmother in Palm Beach, Florida. What do you take with you on the airplane? How do you listen to your music? Walkman, okay. Now what goes in that Walkman? Cassette tapes, right, okay. Now while you're listening to your music, you have to keep yourself occupado. So what did you bring on the plane with you? Books. But it's a week in Palm Beach, so how many books? 5, 6. It's a good thing bags flew free back then, right? All right. You're going to take pictures with Grandma. What do you have?
35mm camera.
A 35mm camera, which takes what? Film. Yeah, okay. And you have to carry all of these things with you, yeah? You get to Palm Beach, and Grandma wants to see a movie on Friday night. How do you do so? You take her to Blockbuster. If you're not wealthy enough to own a VCR, you rent one, and then you rent some VHS tapes. Does this sound familiar? This is all taken care of now by what device? Your smartphone. On your iPhone, you get on that plane, you can take pictures, listen to music, read your books, and order a movie to watch on her Apple TV when you arrive in Palm Beach. Let's talk for a second about PowerPoint. PowerPoint was released to the market for consumer consumption in 1990. Hard to believe, 27 years ago, we're still using PowerPoint as a means for transmitting information to our students and audiences around the world. What?
That's poor kids.
So, PowerPoint. So, my name, like Bree said, is Gurrie, and I'm a presentation specialist, and my research circulates around the idea of connecting with audience members as well as students. And I had this question based on our division and the work that we do. What will the future of mediated software look like in the communication classroom? In other words, will we still be doing this 5 to 10 years from now? So I looked at the literature before I asked my question, and one person said PowerPoint must die. Another person said that every PowerPoint presentation we've seen in the last 10 years has been a disaster. Microsoft posited that we would see a release in 2015 of something called Designer, which was supposed to increase and make our PowerPoint much more enjoyable. I haven't seen it. MOOCs, remember how popular these were? Many people now in the literature suggest they were just kind of hype. And finally, one person suggested the future of any technological device for education is not one single piece of equipment, which I think we would agree with. So here's the question. If you could predict the future of PowerPoint-mediated software and its use in presentations, what will it look like in 5 to 10 years? And so I used John Creswell's thematic analysis, and I took a look at 331 respondents. And I themed their responses to this one single open-ended question into 3 themes. First, the ordinary themes. These are themes that I expected to receive. In other words, I expected undergraduates and others to think, no, PowerPoint will be gone in 5 years. That would be an ordinary theme. The second theme was it's unexpected. That is, people said, no, it's going to be around. And the third one was the hard to classify, how to put these into perspective. These were people who mixed things like yes and no, or they had random responses. And we had 331 people who responded. So 120 people in the ordinary column, they thought that PowerPoint will go away. So within 5 to 10 years from now, we won't be doing this. Do you agree? 40 people thought that, yeah, this will be the way we do this for a very long time. And 50 were hard to classify, which was more than 40, which I thought was quite interesting. And you'll see these responses now. So I selected these because I thought they would be interested to your teaching and to your research and to your presentation skills. These are what your respondents said. I will no longer be using PowerPoint. I think it will be more interesting. Holograms. There was lots of response about holograms. There will be new software better than PowerPoint. It'll be very complex and the internet will be involved. Probably more high tech. And there'll be 3D models of data, which to me sounds like holograms. But then, the unexpected. I think it will definitely still be in use. I think it's going to be the same. It will only be the thing we use. MS PowerPoint 2025! The same. It's been the same since junior high, which for the same many of us is true. And it will be worse. The hard to classify ones were interesting because they were all over the gamut. But I like these for you guys. It'll be automated, just a lot easier to use. Not really that hard now. It will be more interactive, dynamic, easier, engaging more with the audience, wasn't sure what she or he meant, easier to navigate, maybe some touch screens. So the results are interesting because most people are suggesting that this will go away. But what's the so what? What's the implication to people like ourselves? First of all, we need to know that people are expecting mediated software to change. One might go so far to say they're thirsting for mediated software to change. So they're expecting this. And two, audience members desire to be engaged by mediated and technology when it's involved in presentations. So, what does that mean for us? It means I need some water. We have to beware. So if we take this information as scholars, we have to beware that professors are expected by their students to have some sort of technology, and it should be changing in the next 5 to 10 years, or there's a desire there for this. We, the people in this room, could develop that technology. So when we're looking to see, oh, what does this research data show us? It shows us we should get on developing something new for the future. Don't forget that rhetoric comes first. So a lot of times when we teach public speaking, how many people in here teach or have taught public speaking? So a lot of people. And one of the things that we teach our students is that there's a difference between design and delivery. And we teach our students that a PowerPoint is not your speech. You are your speech. And in this division and in this convention, we can't forget that rhetoric comes first. So as we think about the new technology, can it also include rhetoric? Next, if not now, when? In 27 years, will we still be using the same PowerPoint presentations we are now? MS PowerPoint 25? God help us. And also not to forget that 5 years goes fast. If anyone in here is over the age of 15, you realize the older you get, the faster time moves. And so perhaps in 5 more years, if we're making this presentation again, will PowerPoint have changed? Will mediated software have changed? Or will it still be the same? This could incorporate pedagogical changes as well. So I study applied communication and how we can better engage with our students and our audiences and with presentations. Can we use technology to be better received by our audience members? So in the beginning, there was the camera and it had film. We talked about Grandma, Palm Beach, and the VCR. And finally, we can never forget that we used to make mixed tapes. So when we think about the future of mediated software presentation, we have to remember a couple of things. One, our respondents are expecting things will change in the next 5 to 10 years. Two, the people in this room can be that change. And 3, 5 years, go was very fast. Thank you.